Hi, it's Anne-Marie from Ruby Red Coaching and Consulting, and welcome to the fourth and final video in our series of top tips to help you avoid and reduce leadership burnout and fatigue. Now, we all know work-related burnout has been on the rise for years, so much so that in 2019, the World Health Organization officially included it as an occupational phenomenon in their international classification of diseases. And as you can imagine, the COVID-19 pandemic has tipped the burnout phenomenon into a complete state of crisis. So let me give you some stats. In 2022, almost a quarter of employees say they experienced burnout 4 or more times in the last year. Yes, that's 4 or more times in the last year alone. And do you know what the worst part of this is? 41% of employees consider burnout to be an inevitable part of success. I mean, seriously. Burnout and exhaustion are not badges of honor or success. Too many people still subscribe to this very outdated belief that the more responsibilities you're shouldering, the more indispensable you are. And the more demands that are being made on your time, the more important and therefore successful you are. And these beliefs are wiping us out. 82% of senior leaders are saying they feel exhausted. And how effective can you really be when you're absolutely exhausted? Now, clearly, work-related stress, burnout, and exhaustion are problems that affect everyone. However, leaders, by design, are dealing with some unique challenges and shouldering extra burdens that take a toll on their physical and mental well-being. And all the messaging they receive constantly reinforces this broken idea that to be a successful leader, they need to demonstrate consistent strength, endurance, and stoicism at all times. And if they don't, they'll be branded a failure. In fact, more than half of leaders worry that the stigma associated with having a mental health issue, such as burnout, will have a negative impact on their careers. So my friends, here's the catch. As a leader, you set the tone for everyone else. If you're afraid you'll be tagged as a failure or weak because you're completely spent and need some extra support, well, that's exactly what everyone else will fear too. And eventually burnout will become the norm instead of the exception. So it's in your own best interest, as well as that of everyone else around you, to break the cycle and create a culture that supports good mental health practices instead of stigmatizing them. So here are 3 top tips to help you do just that. Number 1, model healthy self-care practices. It's not enough to rely on the old adage of do what I say and not what I do. You don't need to make a song and dance of it either, as people are already watching you. Just do what you need to support your own physical and mental well-being. The people around you will take your lead. And if you need help to get started, feel free to revisit the other videos in this series for some ideas. Okay, so number 2, share the responsibility of supporting people's well-being and resiliency with your whole team. Now, I'm not talking about absolving yourself from the responsibility of leadership. What I am talking about is empowering everyone to better support themselves and each other without having to wait for permission or approval to do so. This alone helps to build a greater sense of agency, trust, and psychological safety, which generates greater resiliency and effectiveness for everyone. I do this a lot with my clients through workplace well-being and resiliency workshops that are both practical and powerful. However, there are many other ways of achieving similar results across large and small teams. And if you'd like to talk about this in some more detail, feel free to drop me a DM or put something in the comment box below. And finally, and most importantly, tip number 3, seek out your own support. Reaching out for a bit of help is not a weakness. In fact, it's a sign of great courage and strength, and it ensures your ability to succeed regardless or in spite of the continued chaos and uncertainty that surrounds us. And throughout this whole video series, I've highlighted the many ways in which you can build your well-being and resiliency beyond the basic practices of good exercise and a healthy diet. Things like clarifying your purpose, identifying and articulating boundaries, and creating supportive networks all contribute to your ability to stave off leadership burnout and consistently perform at your best. However, doing this work on your own can be difficult. So working with an experienced and strategic thinking partner, such as a leadership coach like myself, can really make all the difference. So that's it for now. Remember, burnout is not an inevitable part of success. As a leader, it is your responsibility to take care of yourself. The success of your business and the people you support literally depends on it. And I hope you found this video series to be helpful. I'd love it if you could share your thoughts in the comments section below. What did you find most useful? What more would you like support with? And if you'd like to continue to receive top tips to help you evolve your leadership, advocacy, and change efforts, please get in touch or sign up to receive my regular newsletter. You'll find a link in my bio. So thanks for your time, and we'll see you soon.